Welcome back to SAFC Live. It's finished Lincoln City 0, Sunderland 0 down at Sincil Bank, and another clean sheet, but Sunderland will feel like they didn't take the chances this afternoon, maybe.
Yeah, it's 2 points, say 2 points dropped, isn't it? Not 2 points gained, should we say. I think, before the game, you're going down there, they're struggling this season. We've said that. They got beaten the week. And after our results, we've had back-to-back wins at home, and you think, can we go down there, make it 3 on the bounce, and keep the pressure on and keep ourselves in the playoffs? I think we are. We'll have a look at the table in a minute, but we created a lot of opportunities. It's a difficult one for Alex Neil after the game, I think, in the changing rooms to debrief, really, because there's a lot of standout performances out there, a lot of 7, 8 out of 10s, but it all comes down to putting the ball in the back of the net. That's what football's all about. It's all well and good, as you say. It's at 4 clean sheets out of the last 5, so we're doing things right at that end. But Charlton and today, that's 4 points that we've let slip.
Let's have a look at the action then this afternoon, and Danny, you can talk us through any of the key moments as you saw it. This is one of Lincoln's best chances.
Yeah,
in the first 10 seconds.
They had a couple in the second half, didn't they, where we were scrambling back towards our own goal or off a couple of set plays. But yeah, that was a little warning sign, we thought. But after that, it was all about us, wasn't it? We had a lot of ball. You see Dennis here driving into space. Nobody really coming down to press him. Ross on the turn, gets the shot away, doesn't really catch it. And then Linden stands the ball up to the far post. Luke's coming in, just gets underneath the flight of it. But in that first half, we were getting into their final third with ease. It's just that, it's that quality of ball, that final piece of the puzzle, which is all about putting it in the net. And you see as well, you're asking, can we get numbers into the box? Sometimes throughout the season where we've not been in form, you're seeing Ross a little bit isolated in the box when these balls are coming in, but we were getting numbers forward, whether it be Luke O'Nien, Dan Neil, making up numbers, Jack Clark from that left-hand side. So that's the frustration where we are getting their numbers forward, balls are coming into the box, but sometimes you have those days where you just don't get the rub of the green or the finishing's not there.
2 or 3 shouts for a penalty this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a penalty for me. We're getting the benefit. If you're trying to help the referee out, we're getting the benefit of seeing it back. He's perhaps looking down the line of it. Maybe his linesman can help him out. This is the Dan Neil effort, isn't it? Good play there. Little step over from Linden, comes out, and he just gets underneath the ball down. Pretty much similar area to where he was last week, albeit he had bodies in front of him there for that one. Jack Clark here now feeding one across, unfortunately just a yard or 2 ahead of Patrick Roberts, who I thought was excellent all afternoon.
Yeah, he played his first 90 minutes
Yeah,
as well.
he did. And there's another one, Jack Clark steps onto it, Regan Poole gets dispossessed, and he's trying to find that bottom corner, just a yard past the post. So it was an afternoon of nearly moments there. This one, defender slips, it's not a foul. Luke O'Nien nicks the ball off him, and that one, Jack catches it really well, unfortunately, again, past that post. And then right on half-time, this one for Lincoln, wasn't it? Ball zipped across the near post there. Is it Marcus or Hopper, I think, isn't it? Coming across, he's a couple of yards past that post, so it makes it difficult for him to try and flip it round the corner.
And at half-time, someone knew exactly what they needed to do in the second half as well, Danny, and they certainly stepped it up, didn't they?
They did, yeah, and I think the game did become a little bit more stretched, whether that comes down to Lincoln becoming a little bit leggy because they weren't seeing a lot of the ball. They were having to work hard off the ball. That's right at the start of the second half. Again, Clark on his right foot coming inside. It's one of those cross shots, isn't it, where you're looking to fizz it towards that far post. Can somebody get a touch on it? They couldn't. Same with that one there. Ball comes across. Ross is on the stretch, can't get a touch on it.
Is it one of those performances today, Danny, where you say, on another day, those half chances go in?
Yeah, just one of those. That's all it needed, wasn't it? That's all we're crying out for. You're still thinking as the half's going on, we still had a lot of time to go on. This one here now, Corey Evans. I say it's a difficult one for him because if he's left-footed as it rolls, you allow it to come across your body and you pass it. So he has to sort of wait for the ball really, and then try and direct it into that bottom corner.
Is that a penalty for you, that one on Roberts?
Let's have a look. Yeah, definitely.
I
think he's in. Yeah, he's in there. Why would Patrick go down there? I think he's confident. He's having a good game. He takes a touch there and he'll slot it past the goalkeeper. So
that's three
penalties. Yeah, and there's the other one with Ross, isn't there? I'm not sure if it's been yet or we'll see it where he gets pulled back off the corner as well. And
Jack Clark hitting the far post on that occasion.
Yeah, another big opportunity. You can see the reaction from the boys, can't you? This is the one, is it?
No, it's not.
No, this one's it's given for a free kick on the goalkeeper. And this one's the Ross Stewart one now. Another corner. Keep your eye on Ross Stewart by the penalty spot. Just steals a yard on his man. Panic there. He's got a big piece of his shirt. But you can see the ref. He's probably saying, I'm looking through bodies. But for me, surely he's got it in his mind from the one in the first half, from the one on Patrick Roberts. He's got to be looking close contact. And there we, two certainly 3 possible shouts of a penalty for us there.
Really right, proving why he's been so essential.
Yeah,
at the
and he
back.
does really well, and it's one of those as well as this is the move here. Look at this move. I think we pass it out from the back 2 or 3, take it into space, pass through the lines, and then there's Jermaine, chops his man, sits him down, and you fancy him. Yes, he's 20 yards out, but Jermaine Defoe, you fancy him to hit the target. Unfortunately, he just drags it a little bit, doesn't he? It goes past that left-hand side post, and then almost we could have lost it as well, couldn't we?
What a save this is by Anthony Patterson.
Was he 6-7 yards out, and it's a good reaction save from Patterson. Yeah, as you're saying, they've got to be on their toes, these lads at the back, because we dominated for 90% of that game, and you're always expecting the opposition, certainly being at home, to have a little spell in the game or a little opportunity, and they had that there, and it's a good save from Pato. And this one for Ross, and we thought this was in, right behind it. It looks like it's nestling in that far corner. It's a great save from the goalkeeper. So looking at the game now, we've had 6, 7 maybe great opportunities. Keeper's made 1 or 2 good saves. We've had three penalty shouts. Arguably, any of them could have been given for me. So it's a frustration, and we've come away. Yes, we've got the clean sheet, but to not come away with 3 points, I think we can feel hard done to.
Got the stats from the BBC. Sunderland had 56% possession compared to 44 to Lincoln. 16 shots to Sunderland to Lincoln's 8. Only 4 of the Sunderland shots were on target. We know we hit the post a couple of times as well. 2 shots on target for Lincoln, and the rest are just fouls and corners. But, you know, Sunderland getting the shots away, maybe not necessarily testing the keeper as much as they would like to have.
I think you said 4 there, didn't you? But I think, sometimes you can look at stats and they can be deceiving. But I think if you've watched that game, you could sort of guess that we had around 60%, which I'd have said. Amount of chances, couple of close shaves on there. Jack Clark, couple past the post. Jermaine Defoe past the post. Keeper makes a good save off Ross Stewart's header. So it's a difficult one. I think we're hearing some of the results we're coming in, which we'll have a look at now, and where we're standing in the table. But it massively feels like we've let 2 points slip there.
Let's do that then. Let's have a look at the results from in and around EFL League One this afternoon. Cambridge United 0, MK Dons 1, Charlton Athletic 2, Burton Albion 0, Cheltenham Town 3, AFC Wimbledon 1, Crewe Alexandra 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. Fleetwood Town and Doncaster 0-0, as was Gillingham versus Sheffield Wednesday. Oxford United 1, Ipswich Town 1, Plymouth Argyle 4, Accrington Stanley 0, Portsmouth 0, Wickham 0, Rotherham 0, Shrewsbury Town 3 is probably the result in EFL League One this afternoon, and Wigan 4-1 winners at home against Morecambe. Let's see what that does to EFL League One. All Sunderland fans will be keeping an eye on this over the next few weeks. Sunderland still in the playoff places because of results this afternoon. But a lot of those teams around us now trying to almost matching us on games played, which will be a little bit of a cause for comfort.
There will be, I think Plymouth, a good win for them today, gone up above us into 4th now. Obviously, we've still got to play them as well. Rotherham getting beat, Wigan and MK Dons putting pressure on them now. But the ones for big results for us, I feel, is Wickham drawing 0-0, I think, didn't they? And Sheffield Wednesday as well, drawing 0-0. So big results for us. It feels like 2 points there lost for ourselves, but we're hanging on to that 6th place at this moment in time. So 1 or 2, teams still got games in hand as well. So it's another one chalked off, 7 to go. Another nervy week ahead.
Okay then, we're going to have a look at your thoughts now and hashtag Ask Danny. Let's have a look at the first one from Acacia, who says, how did we not score those goals in the last minute of the game? We should have had loads of chances to get the win away from home today. Well, you've mentioned it. They did have chances, but unable to, convert one of them.
Yeah, that's the only negative of today for me. I think there was a lot. I said there was a lot of positives. We looked solid at the back throughout, really. 1 or 2 half chances for them towards the end of the game. Through midfield, Luke O'Nien, good energy. Dan Neil, tidy on the ball at times. And Corey Evans as well, getting forward, he had that opportunity. I think in general play, he was quite good as well today. So throughout there, top end of the pitch, Ross put his usual shift in, waited for his opportunities. It looked like he got us the winner there, didn't he? But it was a great save from the keeper to his left-hand side. So it's just a massive frustration, I said there, Alex Neil, how does he go about that, debriefing that? He can't
It's going to be interesting to hear his comments, won't it? And they will be available on SAFC social media channels first, then, of course, on safc.com this evening. Are you going to expand on that?
Yeah, just from him, how does he go about that? He can't really tear into the boys today. It's not as if we've been sloppy. We've played the game at a slow pace. I thought we zipped it round at times well.
I thought the tempo in the second half
was good. Yeah, and I said that you could feel that it was opening up. Lincoln were getting deeper. The gaps were opening up for us to play in. I thought, Patrick Roberts for me was arguably our man of the match. I thought he was excellent. Every time he got on the ball, you're waiting for him to
create
something.
But he did something different. He either went round the outside or he came inside, didn't he? Quite a lot. So I don't think the fullbacks knew exactly which way he was going to go.
Jack Clark at times as well. He had a big opportunity, didn't he? 2 or 3 put past the post. That one on his left foot, which he's looking to pass into the bottom corner, just went past the other side of the post. So it was a game of almost, wasn't it? When we've said it there, we're keeping clean sheets there now. But same at Charlton, clean sheet. Didn't manage to put the ball away. Same today, and that's arguably for me cost us 4 points, which should obviously put us in a better position.
Let's have a look at the next hashtag Ask Danny then here on SFC Live. From Derek, 2 penalties all day long. League One officials are so poor. Well, you don't have to tell us here on SFC Live about that.
I agree with him.
I don't. There's 3 penalties.
Well, I was going to say certainly at least 2 penalties, and whether the officials are poor as well. We're saying that week in, week out. And I think for the first one,
I wonder if we can see some of the penalty decisions back. In fact, we can.
Yeah, this one. So just look at the ref's position.
This afternoon.
He's probably, I'll give the ref the benefit of the doubt, he's probably blinded from that. But I think the linesman's on this side who should have a good view of it, so he should be able to help him out. Again, he hasn't got a replay like we've got to see it.
Second one, and Roberts.
This one, definitely, has he blocked off again. But I think if you look at the situation, the defender's outside Patrick and he panics. And this one now, has he got a good view of that? I know there's a lot going on in front of him, but he's got to be looking at it. I think as a referee, you've had a couple of shouts that you're thinking, ooh, were they? So that doubt's got to be in his mind. So you've got to be keeping a close eye on it. And Ross is always tightly marked in the box, isn't he? With these situations, we're seeing it back now. And I think, just look at this one. As the ball comes across, the defender's the wrong side of his man there, and he steps in, and then Patrick goes down. Look at the reaction there. Patrick straight onto the linesman, and Ross as well, asking for it. And I think Patrick's not going to go down there. He's going to get on the end of the ball. It's 2 yards. He takes a touch, and he can choose which corner he wants to put the ball in. And that one there, you can quite clearly see defender's got a good chunk of Ross's shirt. So, yeah, we should have scored. Listen, we should have scored goals from open play, but at the same time, we should have had 2, as he's mentioned there, we should have had at least 2 penalties from set plays. Well, 2 from set plays on Ross, and the other one from open play on Patrick. So, yeah, we're hard done to in not getting the penalties, but it's a frustrating day, isn't it? Hey, 2 penalties all day long, 3 for you and 3 for me, yeah.
Let's have a look at another one then here on hashtag Ask Danny. This one is from Colin. Away from Malta. Hello, Colin. Thanks for watching in Malta.
Yeah, not too much input away from Malta. I'm sure he's as disappointed as we are, tuning in, watching the game.
He's got the nice weather. However, it is nice in Sunderland.
It's nice back here as well, and nice down at Lincoln. But no, I think we've just got to keep on going. We'll put it down as positives, clean sheet, a lot of positive individual performances. And as a team as well, I thought collectively we were pretty good. What more can you ask for other than put the ball away? But, we're just repeating what we're saying now. There's not much you can say on the game other than we should have won. I think we deserve to win the game, but we haven't.
Well, thanks, Colin, for tuning in. Let's have a look at another one. This one is from Sundo Boys. Frustrating day with 2 points lost. I thought Roberts was best on today and did well, emulating Pritchard's usual role. Good point there, maybe. Tuning in from Australia. Thanks for tuning in. Down under.
Yeah, I think, I perhaps wouldn't compare him to Alex Pritchard. I think what he is saying, though, he had a big effect on the game there. Patrick, throughout the 90 minutes, drifting about the pitch. I think when we were looking at our setup, I had us down in a 3-5-2, well, with Patrick playing just off Ross. But as I looked at it, I thought it was more of a 3-4-3 with both Luke. Luke was quite high up as well, wasn't he?
There was points where Patrick Roberts was coming back and getting
just
deep,
drifted in.
wasn't it?
I think he's given that license to say, just drop in, try and get yourself yards, because you can see what he can do, Patrick. When he gets it, he's sharp on the turn. Defenders don't like to commit. He shows them the ball, and then he just goes, he's sharp now. He's getting up to match speed. He's played a lot of game time now in the last few weeks, and you can see that in his performances. Yeah. And I think if you asked him where does he like to play, he likes to play out on that right-hand side, and more often than not, he will come in on his left foot. He gets on the ball and he likes to jink around, doesn't he? He's seen a couple of clips from him here. That one, he just runs out of play. But a lot of the time, he shows the defender the ball and he wants to jink back inside them. And his link-up play is good, and he's played at a higher level for a reason. You see him there he goes now. You can see that just trying to fizz it through into Luke O'Nien, just feed it into him there. But he's bright, and everything we've done, or certainly most things we've done well, came through Patrick today. And there's another one there coming off this right-hand side, drifting across the pitch, gets the shot away, unfortunately, gets the block in. But when you see Patrick, when he's in this form, he's a joy to watch, and you want to see him getting on the ball as much as he can. Another one here now where he just goes inside his man again, sets it back for Linden, knows what's going on around him. And unfortunately, Dan just comes onto that and can't put it away. So I'm sure, bringing him in today, he is one of the big positives from today. Could have had the penalty, as we just said there. But I'm sure we'll see him on the starting team sheet next week. Or the week after, should we say? We've got a break now, haven't we?
It's a couple of weeks, yes. Yeah. Let's move on to another one. I believe this one might be the last one. From Jack Watson. Thanks for tuning in, Jack. What does Alex Neil need to change to make sure we start to score in these kind of games? Well, you mentioned it earlier, Danny. It was a similar performance against Charlton.
Yeah.
We on that occasion, we weren't able to get a goal as well. But what more can the manager do?
I think it's worrying when you're not creating opportunities for a manager. He's come in and he said it to us, didn't he, on the podcast in the week, where he felt he needed to come in. He came off the back of 3 defeats, a heavy one at Bolton, Doncaster and Cheltenham away. So was it 10 goals or so in those 3 games? So we were hemorrhaging goals. So then you're looking at tightening up at the back, and teams were playing through us far too easy. Now it looks like he's addressed that. We've 4 clean sheets in the last 5 games, so you can't argue with that. And he said as well, didn't he? You look at the attacking players we've got in the ranks there. I mean, you've got Aidan McGeady, who wasn't involved today, Alex Pritchard, who's injured, Embleton on the bench, the lads who have played. So we've got a lot of attacking threat. And we are creating chances today, but it's, we said it at Charlton, it's just one of those days where you are creating opportunity. I think we created more today than what we did at Charlton, by the way.
And is it one of those situations where people will cite, if this was the first quarter of the season, you put that down to a good point on the way away from home, but because it's the business end of the season, it feels more like 2 points have got away from us?
Well, possibly. I think even if it was in those first 10 games, I'd say that I look at every game regardless of the opposition, whether they're top of the table, bottom of the table, just view the performance and what you've seen over the 90 there. And I think today, nobody watching that game can argue we weren't the better team and we didn't deserve to come away with 3 points, unfortunately. That always isn't the case in football. But look at the chances. We've watched the highlights back there, 6, 7 good opportunities in that game. Whether you put that down to a lack of quality in front of goal, the keeper's made a couple of good saves off Ross's header, for instance. And it's just one of those days it wouldn't go in. You can't fault the lads' work rate, effort. I think the movement off the ball was good. We played through them well at times, especially in that second half. But it just sometimes you have those days in football. But fortunately, a couple of results went for us, Sheffield Wednesday and Wycombe, so we hang on to 6th place. And it's one of those where you come off the pitch and the fans will be doing the same, getting back on the coaches, looking at the table. Where are we? We're still in there. We haven't got a game now for 2 weeks. So I'm sure a lot of other teams won't have games called off for international, so teams will play, I'm sure, next week. So we'll have a look at it, and there's 1 or 2 got games in hand on us, but we've got to get ready. Couple of weeks break, try and get everybody fit. Nathan Broadhead, we haven't mentioned him there. He's a big plus if we get him back fit. Alex Pritchard will be back out there. So if we can get these lads, it's a headache for Alex Neil in terms of picking 3 or 4 players in those attacking positions. But it's a good headache to have going into the run-in with 7 games to go.
Okay, Danny, thanks for your thoughts this afternoon, Danny. That's right, as Danny mentioned, Sunderland aren't back in action because that Rotherham game has been postponed because of international call-ups. So Sunderland's next game will be at the Stadium of Light against Gillingham on the 2nd of April, 3 p.m. kickoff for that, meaning we'll be on air down on the gantry from around 2:30 here on SAFC Live. Well, we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and the international break. We'll see you soon here. Goodbye.